Can you see it all on your app?
It'll take a second or two.
Yeah, probably. Hi, folks. It's Cal from Games for the North. We're just getting set up for Geek Chat. You are on that camera.
Hey, everybody.
I would turn this, but I'm clumsy and it'll probably just like knock everything over. Is this mine?
That's ours.
Okay, thanks.
Oh, I see people.
Can you see?
Yeah.
Hey, folks. Hey, Frank.
Oh, we've got 2 viewers already.
Wow.
1, 2.
Yeah, maybe.
Just kidding. So, what? What are you looking for?
I don't know why it keeps going back to this Invisible Sun stream that I was watching a few days ago. It's really bizarre.
Must have been really good.
Probably.
It was a really
Which
good
is
stream.
like you must watch your own stream over and over and over
That's right.
again.
Live
We are
the
like
stream.
we are like excellent at technical difficulties.
We are the masters of technical difficulties, it seems.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
Come on.
So Frank has a new best friend. Yeah.
I've been an admirer of Frank's for a long time.
Oh, I didn't know he had admirers.
Yeah.
He
but
is
amazing
secret admirer.
pictures.
Secret admirers.
that's how come you didn't know.
Oh.
He says you can send me treats, I swear. We give you new address.
It wasn't enough to come coated in ice cream. And,
Yeah, that was pretty good.
yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
Frank was clear.
Yeah. He
Yeah.
just likes the food. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, folks. I'm Andrew Bachand, otherwise known as Drew to Friends, and I'm here for Peg City raids and the Pokemon Go Winnipeg Facebook group. We're a loose motley of social media that does our darndest to provide the finest in AR entertainment to the Winnipeg area.
Welcome.
Thanks for joining us. We do have 2 more people planned for tonight. We know one of them is out doing the raid hour from 6 to 7 and was going to head over here after that.
Yeah.
And one of them got called in to do some tech work at work on his way here. And hopefully we'll get out of that fast enough to come join us.
Yeah, we'll see.
We will see what happens.
Pretty casual tonight, chatting Pokemon Go and everything around that.
Mm-hmm.
You guys know me. It's Cal. I go by she, her pronouns.
I'm still Cliff. I go by he, hims.
And what pronouns do you go by?
I am all he, hims.
Excellent. Okay.
All he, hims.
All the
Hims.
time.
All the he, hims.
Frank is non-binary. He goes by they.
He goes by dog.
He goes by Doggo.
But
The Frank.
He goes
Actually,
by
yeah.
the Frank. It's right, actually. It's very
Or
right.
the Franken Poopenstein.
oh my.
Sometimes Franklin Roosevelt. Yeah. He's got a lot of nicknames.
He really does.
It depends on the context.
So, just a couple of quick updates to fill some time in while we
got
wait.
Someone talking already.
We do. Hi, joining us from people.
Popping the cherry of the chat. Hi, everyone. Hi, Cuddly Atheist.
Hi.
Welcome. Frank, say welcome.
Ruff.
I tried. Oh, and we've got Penny Foratail. Yo.
We
Hello.
could probably pull that closer so we
I
could
guess
actually
so.
see it. Might be
But then we
like-
have to pull all the cameras.
we can just
forward.
adjust one camera.
I got this. I'll figure
All
this
right,
out.
you fix that. I'll keep talking.
Tech support.
Tech support.
So this week, tomorrow, we have more Honey Heist with Phil at Cliffhangers being played out at Game Night Games and Cool Stuff. We have next week, it's looking like we're going to have Invisible Sun a little early this week on July 2nd. And then we're also looking at doing the next Geek Chat will be 2 weeks after that.
Ooh, Invisible Sun, Penny says.
Yeah, Invisible Sun is awesome.
Yeah. Do you watch it, Penny, on our stream, or do you play it? Let us know. Do you know this Penny person?
I don't.
Uh-oh.
Hi, Penny.
Maybe secret admirer of this one, Invisible Sun.
Invisible Sun. Gotta love Montcrit Games.
Yeah.
Extra invisible.
Extra invisible.
Yeah, but no longer. Welcome, Penny.
First time here. I just love the game. Excellent. Well, double welcome for being new.
Thanks for joining us. We
I don't know what double welcome means.
I don't know either.
It's like extra fun.
We are running Invisible Sun. You can find it in our history and our highlight reels. We're playing through the Mont Cook directed campaign right now from the Kickstarter. So no spoilers. We won't give any away. We'll just play it and have fun.
You said that's when?
Next game will be Tuesday.
Excellent.
They just tried to board an invisible train.
Okay.
Yeah, it was kind of bizarre. But everything in Invisible
Just
Sun
a reminder,
is-
our camera is there.
Oh, yeah,
If
it's
you want to
not
talk to the
not
actual
there.
people.
Oh.
Well, through the camera. And Penny says, "Oh, how is that? Worth the dough?"
It was well worth the dough. And it It was a lot of dough, but it was well worth it.
He's got the big black cube, and
Oh yeah.
it's excellent. Sits on the shelf.
If you can't see it, but for
No.
Drew's sake, that
Oh, they can see it just at the top of the screen on
the
Drew's
very
screen.
big black box there, right above the chairs.
Oh yes.
Everything from that box up is invisible sun.
Let's try this. Drew, just like lift your arm this way and point up. There we go.
He's
You're like,
pointing right at
yeah,
it. He
he's
is
pointing
holding
right
the
at-
invisible
you're
sun.
holding it
No,
right now.
no. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. I've been watching too much Doom Patrol. No, it's all about the
I haven't
eye.
seen it.
It is all about the eye. Doom Patrol is really good.
Strange. I've never considered Alan Tudyk the narrator of anything, and now he is the most meta narrator since Deadpool. It's quite effective,
That's awesome.
Yes.
but very strange.
I haven't seen it, but I love Alan Tudyk. So, Penny, just so you know, Penny's talking about Invisible Sun still. I don't want to ignore you. So she says, or they say, I got everything but the directed campaign.
Oh, okay.
Also have a few extra teratologies. I have no idea what to do with. Do you know anything about that?
How did you end up with extra Never mind.
You know, maybe reach out
Yeah,
via
reach out.
Facebook or probably Facebook Messenger.
Facebook Messenger us if you want.
Connect and Cliff.
And I'll be happy to talk Invisible Sun for hours with you. I love it. It's awesome.
Just make sure you have sustenance because it will go for hours.
It might, yeah. But I'd be happy to chat with you about it. I ended up with an extra copy of the Key, which is really helpful.
Such an awesome game.
It really is.
I agree. I've never played it, but from what I can tell, sometimes I come in and from the end of the night from a French class and stop in and I see it and I'm like, I want to play.
The basic premise of the game is that everyone's playing a spellcaster of some sort, and they've gone from the real world, the actuality, which is where the game takes place, and there was a big war, and they left that plane of existence to came to Earth, which is Shadow, and so they're now returning to the actuality from Earth, and there's everyone's got different spells, they have different ways they cast spells, they have, it was a very expensive role-playing game to buy into. The cube itself gives you everything you need to play, about $300.
Oh wow!
But it's brilliantly written. It's beautiful. It's high quality, high value.
Now you said Mont Cook. I've always, in my head, it was always Monty Cook.
I've never said Monty Cook because when I hear Monty Cook, I hear Monty Hall.
Oh dear.
And so he's a famous Winnipegger. But I don't like the idea of a Monty Hall campaign and stuff, so
Monty Hall is from Winnipeg.
Yes, didn't you know that?
I did not.
Oh yeah, he totally is.
That is hysterical.
I think historically he's actually from the same area we're in right now.
Oh. Intriguing.
That
Yeah.
explains a lot.
It really does.
Wow.
Okay.
So let's talk a little Pokemon,
Yeah, let's
too.
go into... So today we're talking
Don't rush on my account.
I'm excited to talk about
I am, too.
I'm you know what? And I am, too.
Yeah.
I understand, our good cohort and companion of many games, Tara's on her way.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's
right.
just finished. She's just finished an hour of raiding,
Yeah.
and we all have our favorite places that we like to play.
Yeah.
And they're not always convenient.
Okay.
So she's in transit after she's finished saying goodbye and dropping assorted people off.
Yes.
She's your full one-stop Pokemon shop. Like, she's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's really handy that her car is so recognizable.
What's your...
True.
Do you mind if I ask? Or allowed to
She's
say?
she's a big NFL football team fan.
Oh, okay.
Yellow and purple. I'm thinking Vikings.
Vikings? Minnesota?
I think so.
I know
I'm not an
something
NFL
about-
person at all.
I knew something about sports.
I know. I was impressed.
There you go.
But she's got. I don't want to say too much, but her car is very decked out in that.
Okay.
So it's easy to spot. Oh, look, there are actually people raiding there right now. Pull in and jump in with it.
I don't actually have a favorite spot. I feel like I need to do more rating.
You do.
And you know we have a plan to talk about the Discord and stuff. So after that, once I've learned a little bit more, I think that will help.
People are creatures of habit, and we like our own specific parts of the city. Typically, my end of the city. We all meet at Confusion Corner during these 1 hour super suppers or legendary lunches or whatever whatever the kids
Legendary
are calling.
lunches.
Oh,
I like
right,
that.
the 26. That's what that. Okay. I
Right.
forgot
So
what it was.
then we just go for a walk for an hour together.
Yeah.
Nice.
Big shout out, if I might be so bold.
Please.
A
Go
big
right
shout
ahead.
out to all the members of Pokemon Go Winnipeg. and
Hopefully
off
they're
the
watching.
Discord, Pig City Raids, to Remy and my local crew, whom I wasn't able to raid with tonight.
Aw. Well, thank you for taking time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
This is huge. Yeah. Tara's here.
Tara's here?
Yeah.
There you
Well, then
go.
I'll go open the door.
Ta-da.
He doesn't have to ring the doorbell.
Yay.
I wonder if her ears are burning.
Because Frank will go nuts too if she rings the
Oh
doorbell.
my gosh.
I was gonna comment how lovely it was that he was just like resting his head on you. He loves resting his chin on people.
Does he?
Yeah.
Well, he's great that way,
Yeah.
honestly.
Go that way.
Frank, bad.
This
No.
energy coming into the home right now.
Mhm.
This thing they
Come
call
on
the
in.
sun. I am not used to spending this much time in it, but the one thing that Wizards Unite has changed is this has given me a tan.
Really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've spent so many
So
lunches
we are live. Just come on in. Have a seat
Just
beside Drew.
exploring.
playing,
Yeah.
energy harvesting.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that
Yes.
because I know, when I came over, our preamble. There are some things, some limits to the game.
Yeah.
The new one
Yeah.
that
Come
Pokemon does and doesn't have.
Yeah. Careful.
Hey!
Careful, careful.
How are you?
I'm good.
Frank,
Come on
Frank,
in. This is
Floor.
Frank.
Frank,
Floor.
Frank, Floor. Good
Alright.
boy.
This is Frank.
This is Frank.
Oh,
I love how
YouTube.
we are
I mean
live.
YouTube.
Just so you know, welcome.
Hey.
Thank you.
Here's
We were-
the camera here.
That's the one that
We're
you
going to
two
need
are
to move
on.
it a little bit.
We
'Cause
are
she's a
going
lot
to.
taller.
Yeah.
You know what?
No, we're good.
Oh,
We're
it must be old.
It'll be a minute or two behind.
Here we go. It is a minute or two behind. That's cool. And there you are. You're coming in
there.
now.
That's much better.
So just so you have an idea
Frank, you
of
just have to. Oh, why?
what's going on.
That's
There.
okay.
That's one of the cats.
So the middle of it is right here.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
You can kind of see it here a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes. Welcome.
Welcome. So
Yeah.
how
How-
was your last hour?
Hectic?
I bet it was. Were you driving?
No, I was actually a passenger. so-
Oh, nice.
Good.
That's a
Okay.
bonus.
Would you like
So
some
Betsy.
water?
Oh, no, I'm
No,
good.
you're good.
Thanks.
Okay.
Mhm.
So tell us what you did.
What did you
Last hour.
catch?
Who are you?
Who
Yeah,
are
tell us-
you?
Welcome
to
to
the stream.
Welcome. It's a very casual chat. Introduce yourself if you don't
Okay.
mind.
Sure. Hi, I am Candy Coated Ice. I am
Yeah, there you go.
Or Tara.
Wait,
Or you can call me Candy.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Candy coated ice?
Yes.
I've always thought of it as candy coated dice.
Oh, I
So I
think
always thought you were like a gamer or something, like a board gamer or a role
No,
player.
no,
or...
it is Candy Coated Ice.
Ice. Okay.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
I did have somebody make up a account called Candy Coated Dice. I guess there's like a little
Yeah.
fun girl kind of thing.
Okay.
Nice.
That's cute.
Well, there you go.
You have a follower. Someone's like,
Yeah.
they're like, I want to be you.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Oh, someone says hi, Dandy.
Oh, Cuddly Atheist says hi, Candy.
Hey.
There we go.
Yeah. So tell us what the last hour was like. What were you doing?
Well, we were doing some Kyogre raids,
Okay.
and we had a couple of shinies.
Nice.
You got some shinies out of it? Good.
I did get a shiny
Yeah. What do the shinies look like for that one?
for that one.
Because normally it's blue and white. It's the
pink.
whale, right?
It is a lovely.
I hear people
purpley
say all
color.
sorts of things. I see it as
Pretty.
maroon.
It's like that dress, right?
Yeah, right? Exactly.
Yeah, there we go. Now we're getting it. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm glad you pronounced it because I always thought it was Kyogre.
Okay, I'm very bad
Kyogre?
at pronouncing
Oh, yeah.
Pokemon names.
Me too.
Are
I
we all?
butcher them horribly.
Yeah.
Habitual problem. You go into
Uh-huh.
public and discover, to your horror, that
Yeah.
the thing you've
You're like,
mentally
blush.
thought, isn't dice at all, but
Yeah.
it's been
It-
ice the
it's
whole
ice
time.
the whole time.
I'm not
It's
surprised though. I feel like you're just a special snowflake in that
Oh.
sense. Like you.
A bias, maybe?
I do have a bit of a gaming bias.
Oh, no, but
I thought
us-
you were a lot cooler 2 minutes ago.
Wow.
Oh.
Okay,
Okay,
wow.
well,
Hey.
if this is gonna help at all on her side, I feel like I was just gonna say you just kind of butcher names.
I
in general.
generally do.
Okay. That's one of his things, and it's like a make up your own words and names
It's not
kind of
deliberate.
thing. No, I know it's cute. That's why I'm
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of like making fun of you in jest.
I badly butcher Pokemon names all the time.
Okay.
It's
And
kind of
people
fun,
names.
actually.
It really is. And I don't even know which ones I butcher. I just call it, this is what I call it. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's its name.
Yeah. I got 2 shinies yesterday. I hatched out of 2K
What?
eggs.
What?
Back to back.
You didn't tell me this.
I haven't had a chance. I haven't seen you.
What did you get?
Magnemite and a Azumarill.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ah!
I don't have an
It's
Azumarill.
cute.
Yeah.
It's like green, and then
Yeah.
so I've already leveled it up or evolved it. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be really.
You've leveled up a shiny.
I did. Was I not supposed to?
You know what? Those babies, like
they're so cute. I know, but it bothers me that it has the shadow on the evolved part. It really bothers me.
Oh my!
It really bothers me. It's
That's awesome.
I generally will look to see what they look like before I evolve.
See,
like the sloth.
Yeah.
Like the sloth looked amazingly cute as a little pink sloth.
Yeah.
But apparently, from what I saw, the evolves are
world
terrible.
of disappointment.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I'm like, I only got one pink one, and I was really glad that I saw the post with the picture before I started evolving it.
Yeah.
Well, now I just hate myself. Thank you.
You're
No,
welcome.
I cherry pick where to stop on all of them, honestly.
Okay.
How about you?
For me, depending on what it is, I kind of like to see like what they look like first, and so like some I'll keep. If I think the shiny version of like the first or second evolve is cuter, I'll just keep them as that.
Makes sense.
Yeah, like Slackoth, I think I only did one Vigoroth and one Slacking.
Okay.
Just because I like the pink ones.
Yeah.
They look so cute.
What was the final one? I don't know what it looked like. What was it?
Oh.
You know what?
Vastly
It's
different?
off-white.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't
Instead of
really
white.
have that much of
And
a
it looks like
difference.
the thing has a drinking problem. It's got a bulbous, off pink nose. I mean,
It's the best description.
It's really gone downhill.
Oh,
Yeah,
It's not that
I
much
did
difference.
not even bother.
I
just-
don't like
I
when
left
they
it
do
at
that.
the basic one.
When it's like, you're shiny, and then it doesn't look that different.
Folks, don't be
Yeah.
too hard on the shiny
I'm
Pokemon.
sorry.
The limit is that they were on Game Boy Color, and there was only so many colors.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Right.
Okay.
And so as they went to as those handhelds have progressed,
Yeah.
you know, the color palettes of the shinies has improved.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or
But
so.
they have to get there.
In fairness, though, I don't think that we can really give that as a justification because that slotting does not look 8-bit at all. And if we're going to say that, then I think that needs to be the rule, right?
Eco Wolf 1994 says, "Hey everyone, hi,
Hey!
welcome." Okay, so congratulations on the shinies.
Thank you.
That's excellent. Did you enjoy the raids tonight?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many people in your vehicle?
We had 4.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So you guys were just taking the 4 and...
Yeah, we were just going like from like location to location. We only got a couple in. Like it took a lot longer. You know.
A lot of people?
We actually went like against the curve because like we knew that there was going to be like a group going out, and we didn't want
Oh, okay.
people to like miss out on the raid.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's some real world complications to having a cavalcade of cars
Right.
Oh, God,
following. You know what? It's so easy to damage vehicles in
Of
parking
course.
lots and clog up arterial roads.
Yeah.
You know, and alleys, and it just makes it hard on everybody else. I respect people who actually don't join the big group, but not everybody has the selection of Pokemon required to drill down a raid boss really quickly.
Yeah.
So
It
think
took
I
a
like
lot
that
of
one.
Stardust. Like my Stardust
Yeah.
is almost non-existent
Oh.
right now
Well,
because I didn't have like strong electric stuff.
Okay.
Like I never really powered it up.
oh, okay.
for those of you who don't know, Stardust is basically the fuel for enhancing a Pokemon who's low level to be high level.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's a good
I mean,
description.
evolving one into one of those big monstrosities just means it's a skinny 16-year-old, and really what
Yeah.
you want is the Mr. Universe, you know, in its prime version, you know, that's above its weight class. So the Stardust makes it happen.
That was a great description.
It
I was
really
wondering
is,
where
yeah.
that was going.
I know, me too.
I'm just like, do tell more.
We went out, last weekend or the weekend before, and did the Wednesday, and we did like the half. There were 3 of us in the car, all 35 and up.
Yeah.
And we hit one of the Kilgore things, whales, and it slaughtered us.
Oh, dear.
Last week, I found they all had Blizzard, like because we actually did it in this area as well,
Yeah.
and every single one we had, like we encountered Blizzard,
And that was the move that was.
yeah,
like,
that's
really
the one
hitting
that
you,
just
yeah.
takes you, wipes
Yeah.
your team right out.
At lunch, a whole bunch of my coworkers and I went and did a Kyogre raid, and it had Blizzard, and it really is about the move, you know, and it just, all of us, we went through a team and a half just dealing with it, and it's one-shotting.
Yeah.
That's good to
That's
know.
what it was doing,
Yeah.
yeah. It was,
Yeah.
Nico Wolf 94 says love shinies. Yes.
Yes.
Whenever I see one pop up, I'm just like, oh, it's a shiny.
But, you know what, making sure people get shinies is kind of our fun and what makes it a good time to organize. That's one of the things that we focus in on is organizing so that people can actually have a chance at some of these things that they otherwise wouldn't have access to
Okay.
without an organized group of players
Yeah.
or player
sure.
base
Yeah.
to draw upon.
So are you saying, is it because you can come together and help them do the raid in general that's helping get those shinies, or is there other ways that you do that?
We do that directly, but we
Yeah.
also have a few social media platforms where
Okay.
people can congregate, and it's split up based on the part of the city that they're in.
Yeah.
And we use Discord. Through the magic of Discord, people come together. Whether by simple messaging, hey guys, we're going to have a raid at Confusion
Yeah.
Corner,
Right.
meet us there at 10-2,
Mhm.
or, we're having a driving parade.
Right.
And
Or the walking parade you guys have done,
Yeah.
where you get
Mm.
dozens of people in like high density Pokemon areas and walk.
You know, a lot of these have, they've evolved.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we don't do it necessarily the same way during the summers
Yeah.
we would in the winter.
Oh, that makes sense.
And we've had to adapt to the fact that construction happens.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Our favorite routes get clogged up, and then we have to adapt.
Or completely shut down, like that amazing collection of statue heads at Assiniboine Park.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Like
we
the
used
stops themselves?
there used to be a section of Assiniboine Park where you would literally drive this loop, you'd go the wrong way on a one-way for about 100 feet, and then you'd keep going, but none of us would ever do that.
I've never done
Never.
that.
No,
Is
not
that the-
once.
Is that the Leo Mall Scotch?
No,
No,
it
no.
was even better. It
Oh,
was
okay.
better than that. It was, we would go around, we had like driving parties. I remember being there with a bunch of people, and like one car had like cupcakes, and you would drive past it, and they would like hand cupcakes out the window.
Aw.
Another time we were out there, and someone's like messaging on the group, hey, does anybody have a Pokemon like a Go battery?
Ah,
And
nice.
so another person's like handing a battery out the window, or you'd run up to the car and you'd trade batteries. And
I'm going to jump in, sorry, as people ask questions
Sure,
or something,
please
if that's
do.
okay.
Please do. Please.
So Cuddly Atheist asks, anyone ever look for Pokemon on that hiking trail that runs along the river near Osborne? It starts nearby the Parliament building, and it's really pretty this time of year.
You know what? Ironically, I'm sorry to say, but if there are not cell phones there, there's not necessarily Pokemon. There's a
Okay.
correlation between cell activity
That's true.
and spawns.
Yes.
It's not as good as that little as the actual official parks.
Okay.
It's so close to water
Yeah.
that we don't technically actually gather there anymore,
Mhm.
like we may have in olden times.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay.
It's better to do that sort of thing at the forks where there's
Gotcha.
actually walking paths.
Yeah.
Open street maps is typically what is used by the Pokemon creators
Okay.
to figure out where there are footpaths,
Hmm.
and if there's a footpath there, there'll be a population on it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but the open street map plus
Yeah.
cell activities equals magic
Right.
as far as these AR games are concerned.
Yeah. You know what would be fun? I think Cuddly Atheist, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you're talking about the river walk, I'm assuming.
yeah, it sounds like it.
Love it. So that a good idea might be to do the walk to go to the forks. That way you get, if you want like that walk, that you get to the forks and then you do your Pokemon and
Pop some eggs in your
yeah,
incubator.
there you go.
Yeah.
A good idea.
You know,
I
that
feel
walk
like
when it is active,
Yes.
because it floods out so
it
easily,
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
is so nice that I'm not sure I would want to play Pokemon on
This
my
is
bike
true.
while there.
I know.
You know,
Yeah.
but walking it would be pretty.
Yes,
would
just
be
look
pretty
around and
awesome.
then when you get to the forks.
all the Magikarps.
Yeah.
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 Can you imagine just like a Magikarp's literally spawning on the rocks?
Well, you
just
know what?
flopping around.
I have a river walk over in South Osborne,
Yeah.
and the nest is about 2 kilometers long and just follows the river.
Wow.
So I've not seen the river walk that they're talking about, but
Okay.
I'm kind of curious now. Not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
That might be worth
I will
looking into.
reconnoiter and get back to you.
Okay.
You.
I know I've been wanting to do like Wizards Unite at the Forks as well. I haven't
Yeah.
done that yet, so
Mm-hmm.
that might be a good chance. Like while we're there to check it out and see what's on that walk.
I did that today.
Did you? Yeah.
It was not what I expected.
Okay.
Wizards Unite is different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all the
And-
stops are different things. So.
They are different things, but they've changed the game so that rural players do not suffer like Pokemon rural players do.
Oh, okay.
Um,
right.
much like, now, I don't want to give this away too much. You'll be on the doorstep of the podcast in no time. But for those of you who play Wizards Unite, these guys have the best setup for a tower. They have two.
Yes.
They have
You have to look.
two green. I don't want to call them diners.
Inns. They call them
Inns.
I think.
Two
Yeah.
green inns
Where you-
right beside a tower.
Yeah.
Constant
And a greenhouse.
energy generation.
Yeah.
And
Plus, a readily available fortress to raid. It's
plus,
an amazing
both
thing.
of them are.
They're in the field where
Yes.
you can actually
Yeah, no,
spawn, like
Yeah,
right
you
in
It's
your
amazing.
area.
It's great.
Yeah.
Plus, this side of the street has a flag post, so it spawns more frequently. I think
Mhm.
the park has a flag post as well, and a greenhouse at the end of it.
Yeah.
Now, we're curious to see if on next Wednesday, your flag posts will change flags.
Oh, that could be interesting. Yeah.
You'll
You're
go
thinking-
from a park that's generating, what is that?
Hogwarts and
Hogwarts?
and creatures.
See, my bank is apparently the generator of all evil in my neighborhood.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
nice.
So I'm like, very fitting.
So let's jump back to the
Sorry,
whole.
yes.
No, we're
Yeah.
gonna jump all over the place. We're
Yeah.
gonna talk about
Mhm.
lots of stuff. I'm
Jump
sure.
up, jump
Yeah.
up, and get down.
How did the Pokemon Go Winnipeg community kind of come about?
Nick
Nick?
Who's next?
plus Remington, Richard.
Remy,
You worked
Remy,
with
yeah.
Remy, yeah.
Mhm.
And then slowly, as the technology grew together, and they found something to actually provide people, you guys all kind of came together and
Yeah.
adopted a whole bunch of the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
How did that happen? How did you get into it?
Into Pokemon itself? or
Yeah, and then into the did you get into Pokemon the game and then right away jump into?
I
Pokemon?
got it. Well, for Pokemon, for me, like my Pokemon experience, I started the game because my son was playing it.
Oh, okay.
And my another coworker was playing it, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's like okay.
Kinda
That looks
cool.
kind of fun.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
I'll try
Try
it,
it out.
just to spend some time with my son.
Nice.
Because he was at that fun age of
Yeah.
16, 17. And yeah, so then I tried it. I found that I liked it.
Okay.
And yeah, he ended up quitting because
Oh.
I ended up getting Pokemon that he didn't.
Oh.
Yeah,
And
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like, you took it over.
yeah.
You took it over.
You took it
Very
over.
common. It happened with me and my daughter.
Really?
Absolutely. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
it's
so like it was my thing.
Then you stole it, Mom.
it was interesting, because like I'm not like a video game
Yeah.
person.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like this is my first actual game.
Nice.
Like I've played some games, but
Yeah.
never really actually gotten into it.
Yeah.
Like to where I
Not attached to it like this.
just
yeah.
like where
That's
Pokemon's
great, though.
pretty much my
That's
life.
impressive. I
Yeah.
like it.
Did Candy Coated Ice exist before Pokemon Go?
Candy Coated Ice did not. I actually had a different name.
Mhm.
I did change my name in game. Candy Coated Ice did not exist. The meaning for Candy Coated Ice is actually my favorite beverage,
Oh.
which you're
Slurpee.
hearing there.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Essentially,
I love it.
Slurpee is
Yeah,
candy
candy
coated
coated
ice.
I never
There
thought
you
of that.
go.
That's
No, I didn't do that
amazing.
either.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Very Winnipeg.
Now you can like her even more.
I do.
So go back from he's fluctuating now.
Yeah,
But-
I'm a huge Slurpee drinker, so
Nice.
it's actually really rare that I'm on string without one. So
Because you
in the
gave
car
me
melting.
yours. I took the
you
gray
brought
elk.
it in.
Oh no, it's half melted.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
What's
it's
the point
done.
then?
Excellent.
So I remember, and I think the first time I ever bumped into you at any stop was back when I was with a bunch of Valor players,
Okay.
and we were taking down a gym, and you pulled up and just started sitting there candying them, and yeah.
Was
Was
this?
that the
This
old
was-
gym days?
the
This
old
was
gym?
the old
The
gym
10
days.
stacks?
Yeah, we had
That's where
10
you learned that
stacks.
from.
Oh man.
Yeah.
They
And
taught
don't-
me that,
I
too.
can't feel too bad about it because I've done the same thing to
Oh,
other
yeah.
people since.
Yeah, that
I-
was actually a fun memory for me.
Yeah,
Oh.
that was over in St. B somewhere. That was back in the days when there was like the Valor Assault group
Yeah.
around and stuff like that. And
You know, I hear this and I'm fluctuating madly between like
Gesundheit.
PTSD and it's like no, the terrible gym system
Yeah.
and
Nostalgia.
the people you meet
and
and,
like
you
I
know,
yeah.
I still to this day I kept my bubblers.
It would have been
I
New
knew
Estra.
somebody was gonna
Huh?
say
It would have been the New Estra gym.
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it was by a school. It was
Yeah, it's
behind
right
a
in front
school.
of a school.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, I
I'm
was sitting
totally
there. I
lost
seen the
now.
gym, and I can't remember if there was Blissies or if it was just being built.
I don't
and
remember. Yeah.
You guys were doing that, and then I
Brutal.
pulled up with my
And it's
mystic attitude, and
yeah.
I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna keep taking it down.
That has
taking it
really,
down.
really changed in the game. I am very pleased that the
team
way
thing
they've
is gone.
moved the game. It's greatly reduced. People have basically taken the team harmony and point of view,
Yep.
and with raiding, something we can actually do together and
Yep.
need each other for.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, yeah, there's a benefit to raiding with your own team.
Yeah, you get
But
bonuses,
the bonus isn't so big that it's not as competitive as it used to be.
Yeah, the friends
Yeah.
and the friends bonuses has really
It's even
changed that.
better.
That was innovation. All the innovations that I see Pokemon really holding dear and developing all have to do with social interactions,
Mhm.
and I think that's probably the healthiest methodology that they're approaching and using.
Agreed completely.
Yeah.
But to answer your question about what bubbling is,
Yes.
back in the old day,
Sorry, Frank's coughing.
no worries. You used to have to level up a gym before you could drop multiple Pokemon into it.
Yes.
There was a trick to, if you had, I think it was
24 CP.
24 CP Ghastly.
Oh, that's right. I
And
remember that now.
you could-
Horsey.
And you
Like
could,
horsey.
yeah, and you could
I think
attack
they
it with
nerfed the horses,
something.
yeah.
Right, so that was
Yeah.
like the efficient way to...
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it was called bubbling.
Yeah, that's what
I
everyone
did
I
not
knew
know
called
that.
it.
One had Lick and one had Hex, and Hex was twice as slow as Lick. And you'd lick the tiny little 20-some CP Ghastly to death before it could get its first swipe out.
Okay.
And you
just-
would level up the gym in no time
Yeah.
doing it. Everybody would be sitting there with sicking their tiny little
Yeah.
Ghastlies on this gym, and it would just...
And
Nice.
Not everybody.
Not
and
everybody.
then-
Not everybody.
Listen,
No.
I watched my
I was
neighborhood...
not a bubbler.
And then someone would jump into like a chopping account that they had someone, and
Oh, wow.
it was bad. It
It
was
was
really
bad.
bad.
It was...
Yeah.
You know what? I
it didn't
entered the
work well.
scene. I got my gold badge while watching people do that. I participated in evening,
Uh-huh.
learned what it was, and I think a week later, like, everything changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, really, I walk and I cycle on my bike all year round. Those 10 stacks were poison to me. My phone and I would die before that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was so, in so many ways, everything was so locked down,
Mm-hmm.
that as at the time a relatively weak player playing by myself, I couldn't make money.
Yeah.
Now
That's where I was at.
I drop in a gym, I move on.
Yeah.
Oh, the
A day later,
coins.
and
The coins,
people would be collecting hundreds of coins a day in that old system.
Yeah.
And I mean, don't get me wrong, if you could do it, more power to you.
Yeah, but it was
But
a little bit unbalanced.
It was very much
Yeah.
unbalanced.
Farming,
Farming.
gold farming,
Yes.
clearly was occurring, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's not good for the game.
No.
It's not good for the players, and it's not good for your neighborhood.
Yeah, I never really appreciated the changes that came. I
Oh.
thought, and I got more into it after the changes, I guess.
For sure.
But hearing you guys talk about it totally makes sense. And I'm glad
Oh,
you did that too. Yeah.
The changes made the game. I honestly think every time they've made a change, they've made it almost right about the point where I was about to stop playing.
Really?
Because they're probably getting feedback,
Yeah.
I'm sure, from a lot of people. And
There's been a few times where I've kind of done I can't be bothered. And little changes happened, and they've introduced a new aspect of the game, and it's really...
Well, they
Yeah.
promised us every quarter that they would institute a new large change.
oh, okay.
A lot of this has classically been technology limiting. The resources required to have enough servers to not all have North America just fall off the map.
Yes.
We've seen it in many community days and whatnot, and they've had to fix it.
Okay.
I was going to ask, how was reception and how was the game in Chicago?
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
reception.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that
If
the
you were
good?
an
Yeah.
if you were like with Rogers, which switches to AT&T when you're in the U.S., reception in the park itself was not that great.
Oh, no.
There was actually a couple areas that you were not even able to play in. I was looking for 2 shinies.
Oh.
I wanted the shiny Ghastly.
Oh yeah.
It was spawning at the fountain, and I could not play at the fountain.
So for people who don't know, we're talking now about Pokemon Go Fest in Chicago, which is the shirt you're wearing.
Oh, sweet.
It's really nice. I like it.
I was going to ask you where you got it
Nice.
from.
What's on the back?
It's actually got the Go
The
Fest.
emblem.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Go Fest
emblem
emblem.
there.
Very cool. Was this your first time going?
No, this
No,
is my
no.
third year.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
This is our veteran.
Veteran
Yeah.
Go Fester?
Our veteran ambassador. Exactly.
That's right.
That's
Exactly
a
it.
great name for that.
But
Yeah.
I do love going to Go Fest, and it's not just about like, yeah, okay, there was problems the first year, like with the stuff, but it's like Go Fest isn't even about like how many Pokemon you catch. It's about the experience. Like there's trainers from all over the world. You make friends over time, and
For sure.
you stay connected with them, and it's just like it's like a little family reunion almost.
That's
you know.
awesome.
It's- I imagine it's a lot like going to a big gaming convention or
Very
a
much
science fiction
so,
convention
yeah.
at times. Is there, like, is it all in the park? I know there's, like, one park that they kind of cordon off and...
Actually, yeah. So this year they had it at Grant Park, which
Okay.
is the location that they had it the first year. Grant Park is right in the Chicago Loop,
It's not
so
the
it's
6
right downtown.
It's not the 6 mile one.
Um,
They switched to a 2, and I think they moved it back to the 6, or was it the other way?
the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 6 mile one was better there, but like the only issue that I had with they're always gonna have like some type of reception issue, no matter
for
how
sure.
many towers they bring in,
Yeah.
because it's downtown.
Yeah, of course.
There's skyscrapers, there's
Yep.
tall buildings.
Yeah.
Just
of
like
stuff
for
to
an
go
example,
through.
like I'm not a walker. When I was in Chicago, I actually had to use a scooter,
Okay.
so I wasn't actually like registering like kilometers like
Mm.
with the Adventure Sync.
Yeah.
The signal bouncing was so bad. I actually ended up doing for my first week of the Adventure Sync 102 kilometers. I barely hit 20, 25.
In
or
reality.
whatever.
And that was this year?
That was this year. That was this year in the
Okay.
like just in the
Wow.
hotel room. Like
Okay.
it was just it
Yeah.
would go and
Bouncing.
bounce like 5 blocks that way
Yeah.
and
What
Yeah.
do they call that? Drifting or something?
Drifting, yeah.
Drifting is what I
Drifting,
usually
yeah.
refer to it as. I don't know if
Yeah.
there's a
Actual
technical
term
term for it or
yeah.
not.
Yeah.
yeah. So like the when they had it at Lincoln Park last year, it was like a very large space, and yeah, the distance was a little bit too long to walk.
Okay.
But they extended the hours and everything, but there was no cell issues. Like there was
Okay.
no reception issues.
Mm.
I guess the difference.
So they bring in portable towers
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
to support the influx of that many cell phones.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but they had 15,000 players each day, and then you have the regular people that are downtown
Yeah.
in that area.
That's just
and
regular cell phone
just
use.
regular cell phone usage.
And like you said, the buildings and stuff, it's a lot for those frequencies to go through, right?
Mhm.
So it's kind of like, I'm assuming it's kind of like in-home Wi-Fi where like you have something blocking the signal.
Yeah.
It's the same idea but on a larger scale,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But in some of the companies that, particularly the first year, they just cheaped out. They were requested to bring in portable towers and did not. And their customers at the end of GoFest really let them have it. There was one company that did well by their customers, and I think it was Sprint, wasn't it?
yeah, that would have been Sprint.
Yeah, Sprint came out as the hero of that, and I'm
Okay.
sure they got some good business
Oh,
out
yeah.
of it. You know?
Sorry, we have a couple comments.
Oh, sure,
Uh,
please do.
Pedley Atheist says, I love Chicago. It's like Winnipeg, only taller.
It is.
I love that.
It's like I find it's like Winnipeg, only deeper because of the different layers. But
We've got Laird on, Lord McNair.
hey, Laird.
Laird.
I'm trying to
Laird is in your gaming group, isn't he?
Oh yes, Laird.
he?
I'm very familiar
okay.
with Laird.
He says, I'm here with Kevin in the same room as him, so I'm stepping in to watch the stream while he's not.
Oh, okay.
Excellent. Welcome. Please say hi to Kevin or whenever he comes on, we'll say hi. We'll try and say hi. So you game with Laird, you're saying?
I sure do.
Okay,
That's
good.
one of my players in my youth group.
Oh, that's nice.
Youth group. It sounds so pure.
I know.
It's not. We're doing Tomb of Annihilation, and
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that.
And you're using candy coated ice or dice.
Dice. No,
Dice.
no. There is a lot of candy there. They're 12. Forgive me, Laird. You are the oldest of the group, but the average is still 12.
Okay.
And yeah, it's a good time. Highly recommend hanging out with your kids, folks. They're fantastic.
Aw.
And yeah, big shout out to Laird there. Thanks for dropping by, Laird.
Laird is actually we kind of consider him our number one fan.
He joins us all the time.
All the
he
time.
actually-
Fantastic.
he plays with us on Thursdays now that Stouts is over too. Game
Yeah.
night.
I feel we're calling Laird a fan. Sorry, Laird. More like supporter, involved. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of in between
You're now part
right?
of the
You're
cast,
like part of
right?
the cast, and yeah. So we'll have to
Yeah.
come up with a unique name, I think, for Laird's role.
Okay, we'll work on that.
We'll work on that. Maybe
I
on
highly
Thursday.
recommend Aridin.
Aaron.
As he's known in my group.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So, Chicago.
Chicago.
15,000 people,
15,000 people per day.
all playing Pokemon.
All playing Pokemon, and it was amazing. Chicago, like the Go Fest itself wasn't gated, so everybody that was around, like our hotel was about a block and a half away, so we get up and we just go down and just people watch and hang out with people and talk to people, do random trades. If you weren't playing, like if you didn't have an active ticket for that day, you couldn't see anything in the park.
Oh.
So it's a special ticket for that you get as a Pokemon player, but anyone can walk in.
Yeah, anybody could
now?
walk in. So,
Okay.
and that was good to know because there was a little bit of questioning on whether it would be gated or not.
Yeah.
And
That's an interesting way to do it. So
Yeah.
it's an electronic ticket that attaches to the game?
it's actually right in your phone.
Oh,
they used to
okay.
have little wristbands
Yeah.
and
Okay.
I saw pictures of like the
lines.
lines and the big inflatable
Oh,
gate of the
okay.
first one.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
It's what did it sell out? The first one in like minutes.
Oh, wow.
It's
So this sounds like a good system. Like, pretty, like...
It is a good, like, I like the way they changed the
Thanks,
ticketing
sit down.
system now.
it's more of a lottery.
It is
Yeah.
more of a lottery.
It's like buying tickets for BlizzCon or
Kinda
many
like-
of the other big ones.
Yeah, like Comic-Con is now lottery based and stuff.
Oh.
like, I like that idea that you could do friends, but I think they do need to limit a little bit more because there were, a lot of players that had maybe signed up for them thinking, okay, I'll just try it to maybe win for my friends, but
Yeah.
not necessarily everybody that entered was actually wanting to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oof.
There was a lot of people that
Yeah.
didn't get to go, like didn't get the chance, and even like some people right in Chicago that
Yeah.
couldn't play, and
That
go
would
for
be- that would be frustrating.
Yeah.
And it's folks, it is locked to your account.
Yeah.
So if you don't go, you don't get to hand it to your neighbor.
Ah.
It's toast.
Yeah.
That slot is
oh,
gone.
wow.
So they'll have a little bit, I'm sure, of...
They might
Wiggle
maybe
room
they'll
with
look
what
at
they
like some
do.
sort of transfer capabilities
No,
next year.
scalping. That's
Oh, they don't
immediately
want- they-
Right.
walks right into
Yeah.
scalping.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting,
That's the
though.
last thing they want to have happen then. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they have the same system in there right now, like for Dortmund Go Fest and for the one in Japan.
Oh.
I
Yeah,
can't think
I
of the
can't think of the
name.
name.
Yeah, I can't think of
It's
it.
gone. It's gone.
It's gone.
Oh.
They also like I know in the one in Japan they released like unowned that spelled out the name of the city.
Yeah, that's what they have like at the Go
Classically,
Fest.
classically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What-
Okay.
In most
but this year for
festivals.
Chicago, it was
Wake,
Wake
up,
Up.
with an exclamation mark. So
Oh.
In unknowns.
yeah, in unknowns.
Did you get all of them?
I got all of them. I'm not really an unknown collector.
Oh, okay.
Like I'll catch a couple of them just to trade to people, but like for me, like I'm actually a level 1 collector, so
Oh, okay.
that's my thing.
There's a lot of that going on.
Level
Mhm.
1 collector.
Yes.
10
Yeah.
CP.
Oh.
Right.
You know, it's
Yeah.
30 CP. It's a Snorlax.
Yeah.
So
you know,
you'd like
31.
my baby Snorlax?
I've been starting that actually too because I've gotten
I
so many.
might like your
tens.
baby Snorlax.
Where is he? Let's see. I've got a 45 CP Snorlax.
Is that the 100% one?
I don't know. I've never done the.
Have you done an in-game appraisal?
I have not. Let's do that right now.
Ooh, fun.
I don't actually use the appraisal system, and I tried it once, and I was just I don't
What
know.
team are you on?
Red.
Ooh, I don't speak red. Sorry.
Yeah.
I speak yellow.
I
You
actually
speak
have
blue.
a yellow account. That's what I started with.
Multi-accounter.
This one brought me over to red, so that was the way we could play together.
That's nice.
When yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the common reasons people actually,
Yeah.
spend money on that coin. They just flip their account to a different color.
Yeah.
You got that once a year option.
This was actually just a separate email account.
Oh, dear.
Didn't even have to do that.
Oh, it's a 44. Because I was going to say, I have a 45 level
Ah.
1, and this is actually 100%.
Wow.
Nice.
I had a 45, and I don't know where he went.
What's going? Oh, I see.
Where'd he
I'm
go?
just trying to find him. Where is he?
It's a Snorlax. How far could it get?
I
That's
know,
right.
right?
Okay, that said, my Snorlax has over 1,000 kilometers walked, so I
Wow.
shouldn't speak.
That's pretty far.
You know.
Mine tried to hatch an egg and then it froze, so I'm doing very well.
Oh,
That's
dear.
right.
Your Snorlax tried to hatch an egg?
No, I opened the app and it was like trying to. It's like
Oh.
and then it just stopped on that screen.
Oh.
Oh.
Do you find your game
Crash.
crashes a lot when you hatch eggs?
not crashing lately. That was the first time I've seen that happen in a long time. But lately it's been doing a thing where if I'm hatching multiple, if multiple are hatched at the same time, it glitches, it seems like.
We've seen some really good pictures on the Winnipeg Facebook group
I've
of
seen that.
people's egg mishaps. Yeah.
And mine aren't like that. I haven't had that where it kind of puts two together or something like that. But mine have just been annoying where it's just like, if I did a 10K wall the other day. So they were all hatching at once.
Nice.
And one popped up. It didn't show me what it was. It went to another one, and then none others showed as hatching. But when I went into recent, it was all there.
All there, yeah.
So they're still there, which is great. But it's just the graphics and stuff were glitching for me. So
Yeah, lots of. You know what? It's funny. As the game grows, we get different builds, and you never know what it's going to do or what Frank's going to do.
Yeah, Frank's trying to climb on
Frank
the
is climbing
hex table
into
right
the
now.
stream.
He's like, I want to be the cameraman.
Truly online. Yeah, actually, very cameraman.
Yeah.
But okay, so not to bore folks with the technicalities of Pokemon running or not running as it can be. They do a good job.
They do a really good job.
I know people like to complain.
We all like to complain.
What good one, Niantic? No,
I mean,
what do people say?
I don't remember.
What are the cool kids?
I'm not a cool kid. I haven't been a cool kid in a long time, so
I've seen them. They're around.
They are around. I mean,
I've been rendered obsolete a few times in a few games.
It does happen.
Kids. But you know what? This game seems to have actually surmounted that quite a bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's still pretty. I think because it's got such a clean image, Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And it comes from such a pure place and many people's youth that it maintains that, and that's why having teams hasn't turned into or hasn't stayed horrible gang war, and that's the strength of using this brand with these AR games. And I don't think that's going to go away.
I don't think so either. I really don't. It's...
But now we have Wizards Unite, and it's got competition. You know, not that Ingress wasn't competition, folks.
Ingress had some amazing... Ingress is... For those who don't know, Ingress is what all this is built on.
That's right.
And Ingress... Yep, I'm representing.
There you go.
You're green.
I'm green, yeah. Not only am I green, I'm also red. So
okay, yeah.
They're like
frenemies.
Frenemies. We'll be frenemies.
Bye, Felicia.
I remember the days when it was like, you know, the big Ingress events where people were putting like multiple layered things over the city and the two factions were fighting and it was, like you said, it was like turf gang wars practically, right? And,
sorry, Cuddly Atheist says the cool kids say yeet.
Yeet?
Yeet?
I don't know.
That doesn't sound like a cool kid thing to say.
No.
Cuddly
But we
Atheist.
also are not cool kids.
That's true. So maybe it is.
Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's okay. But yeah, it's because I know you were talking about all the stops that were around here.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are around here because I took pictures of them and submitted them in Ingress, and
There you go.
They became stops.
Oh, okay.
Because back in the day, you could do that.
You still can.
How do you do that now? 'Cause I know I've seen new stops
Portal
appear.
submission is a function of, I think, level 12 and up players
Oh, okay.
in Ingress. So,
I
actually,
thought
I think
they shut that down in Ingress.
I couldn't
It's back
speak to that.
nowadays.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Remy has definitely done a lot of work for the Pokemon Go players using Ingress.
Okay.
He's like seen places and made submissions based on inadequacies and
good.
landmarks.
Wow.
And you know, it's like one of the many good things that he's brought to many people's lives.
Oh,
It's really
for sure.
impressive the work that you all do. I really again haven't appreciated sort of, and I was talking to Drew earlier a little bit before the stream and about how I just simply don't pay attention enough, I think, sometimes, which is something I'm working on. So I am a bit ignorant, but it's nice to hear what you guys do, and that's an important piece, I think, of building this community. And do you find that Winnipeg has a stronger community in general?
Oh, we
Oh
have
my.
an amazing
Yeah.
community.
Okay, because I imagine, especially going to Chicago and stuff, you get to compare some of that and
Mhm.
can see the differences.
Yeah, like we're a very kind community
Okay.
and very welcoming.
Okay, and sharing.
Yeah, and
sounds like,
sharing.
yeah.
Like especially when it comes to like players that are just coming back into the game
Right.
or
Yeah.
you know, newer players.
A lot of
We-
lessons were learned, and we all bring them to the table
Awesome.
when it comes to actually volunteering and how the organization has grown.
Yeah.
We have structure. There are rules.
Okay, yeah.
And it's not just rules about the terms of service in the respective games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also about, social interactions.
Yeah.
Like, sadly, there are people in this community who are not welcome on social media because they've taken real world issues
Okay.
and made them a thing.
So they're just not keeping the peace necessarily. They're
Well,
trying
yeah,
to
you know what?
stir the pot a little bit more than
Unhealthy,
Yeah. Yeah.
or inflammatory.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't help anybody.
No,
And we
It
certainly
doesn't
don't
make
wanna
it fun
see
for anyone either.
Yeah.
Remy says that he's going to be stuck at work for a little while, and he's sorry that he won't be there, but he is watching. Remy,
Hey!
hey, feel free to join us and chat if you can, if you
Yeah.
want to. And yes, Remy, I am sorry that you are sad, but I am enlightened.
Oh!
Yeah, I'm feeling
Okay,
sad too.
I will make it up to you. I have 2 port keys
Ooh.
that are sitting in. If you're a port key collector,
Mm-hmm.
I have a port key for platform 9 3/4,
What?
Really?
and I have a port key for Torchwood Tower.
Sweet.
Really?
I don't
Yes.
even know what they're for. I don't even know.
Okay.
Sorry.
In Ingress,
Yeah.
when you go to a portal,
Yeah.
okay, some of the things that you will get from that portal is a key,
Okay.
okay, and then you use that key to connect one portal to another. That's part of the
Okay.
game in Ingress.
Okay.
I was at Worldcon in Spokane, Washington, and ended up sitting there talking Ingress with this guy, and the guy's like, "Oh, well, I've got some port keys. Do you want them?" And I went, "Sure." So he gives me a port key to platform 9 3/4 from England,
Wow.
and the Torchwood Tower
Wow.
in
That's
England.
amazing.
Wow.
Now, I don't play Ingress very often. I haven't played it in quite a while. I'll probably even have to re-download the app, which I will happily do.
Yeah.
But those port keys have been sitting in, they think they call them lockers or something.
Okay.
And when you put something in a locker, it self-replicates.
Wow.
So
What?
I've probably got a trunk full of
Oh my
these port
gosh.
keys, right?
No one heard it here. We need to shut down the stream now.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
So-
clearly you haven't been playing for a while because
Yeah.
it's looking pretty blue.
Yeah, normally when I played, I used to keep the park green at the very
I need
least.
to download Ingress. I've never played it.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The blue is very strong in the city. And
You're like,
honestly, that's part of the reason I sort of stopped playing is because it was difficult to keep things up.
When did you start playing? Like, did you start in the beginning? Like,
I
when
started
it-
in the beginning,
Okay.
like quite a while ago.
I just started Ingress just a couple months ago.
Oh, okay.
And so I guess like I'd heard like a lot of the like being in the Pokemon community. I'd always heard like the stigma that the Ingress players didn't really like the Pokemon players, and it was like a harsh thing, and it was
Okay.
just whatever.
That's
But like
awesome.
since I've been I joined Ingress and I've played, I actually found it very welcoming.
Okay, I found the community really welcoming, and one of my favorite features about Ingress that Pokemon doesn't have is the group chat.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
you can chat with people who are on your team,
Okay.
and I think you can even narrow down the diameter of the
Distance.
chat window.
Nice.
So
it's
you
someone
can
in the
say,
area.
hey, I want to talk with people who are within 2
Okay,
kilometers
that's
of me.
cool.
You can set it to that.
Yeah.
I
And
would
it's-
love
wow.
to see that
I-
moved into Pokemon.
That is the
Wow.
biggest wish I
or
have.
Wizards Unite. Like,
Yes.
Both.
any of these
Both.
platforms, if they have room for it,
Yeah.
but with those, like, who moderates those chats?
No
How
one.
do they keep them clean?
Yeah.
Like,
You know what? I don't. I mean, yeah, I think you'll have that issue,
Mhm.
and I think part of the reason it works for Ingress is the number of players.
Yeah, and
Um,
maybe the demographics. Would
I
you
d-
think?
I don't know.
like even in Pokemon Go, there's not enough. There's a recognized bandwidth limit on even changing nicknames in your friends list.
Mm-hmm.
If you try to change more than 20 in an hour, you're cut off. You've used too much of the bandwidth of the network on something that's
That's really just on your phone.
yeah.
You've got
No, it's not. It's server to
Oh, is it? Okay.
phone transfer. So a chat, could you imagine how much that would take, right?
And they're already trying to keep up the servers with the demand, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, quick jump in. We have King Libris. I
That would
believe.
be Remy.
That's Remy.
Oh, hi Remy. Ingress is amazing, even if you are green.
You know, like Kermit says, it's not easy being green.
There you go.
Yeah, sorry. Okay.
Where do we want to go?
Where do we go?
Well,
from?
So
we
let's
kind
see.
of started talking about Wizards a little
We've
bit.
mentioned Wizards a few times. We've
Mm.
we talked about the different teams. Let's actually share some memories. What is your favorite memory or weirdest memory of playing Pokemon?
Some sort of memory that.
You know what? It's straight up all about all the people that I've met. Because I'll meet somebody and it's just like life. You're in winter, you're playing, and you realize somebody else is playing, but it's a person in a parka.
Yeah.
And then seasons change and
Yeah.
players come back out, and you see people you haven't seen in months.
Yeah.
And they're returning to the games and whatnot. So it happens over and over and over again. Just the sheer social aspect of it. Rediscovering somebody that I haven't seen in a long time.
Nice.
I'm a big suck. Let's face it. Honestly, it's the social. It's the social
You like people and you
Yeah.
like connecting, right?
and the shared experience.
Yeah.
Totally.
I can't even begin to narrow it down. Every time I have a legendary lunch or a super supper or whatever we call them, a raid parade.
Yeah.
I learned something new about the people around me.
Nice.
That's cool.
And
for me, my
Yes.
favorite memory.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Do
Or
do
weirdest,
you have
whatever
one?
you
or-
want.
I actually have many.
Yeah.
I guess. Well, my favorite thing about the game
Sure.
is the fact that I've actually traveled. I was never one to like go anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Minneapolis, but that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like through the game, like I've been to California, I've been to Florida, I've been to Chicago,
Yeah.
and it's just like and parks.
Yeah.
Like I would drive by parks and avoid parks and not do that, and it's like I find like with this game, for me, it's taught me how to appreciate like the things that are out there,
Yeah.
that you pass by every day that
Yeah.
you might not notice, like a statue or a memorial to something, and then you kind of want to learn a little bit more about it, and
Or just even appreciate its beauty or something.
Yeah,
You
like-
wouldn't normally have looked at it, right?
For sure.
definitely.
Well, that's the charm of the city. It's not like this all across North America. There's a massive amount of arts funding specific to Winnipeg. And it's why we have so many Pokestops and so many gyms.
And-
so many features in these games is because the arts funding and the history. When Winnipeg stopped being the center of North America, because it was, and then the Panama Canal got built, and
Yeah.
we lost that. We
Yeah.
utterly lost that. And when you think of cheapo Winnipeg, quote unquote,
Yeah.
it's because we lost that status. We were the Chicago of the North,
Yeah.
quite literally.
Hands
Almost.
down.
But we've never lost the social aspect of
Oh,
that,
that's true.
and all that because so many of the buildings have survived. We have so much rich history and so many rich features.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, in Canada, it is hard to find a place like Winnipeg.
We're very unique.
Calvin was telling me that per capita, we have like 2 to 4 times as many stops as many parts of Toronto.
Wow.
Wow.
We
That's
are
impressive.
we have a dearth of such things.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, within a block of this house where we're recording, within a block of our studios, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stops.
Nice.
That is within less than a block of this house. Really.
And they're historical stops. They're
Yes,
Yeah.
they're
legit.
all
They're not
legit.
just
They're all-
painted mailboxes.
Yeah.
They're like, hey,
Yeah.
This is
this
in memory
is-
of, or this.
yeah, this
Yeah.
is
They're-
Yeah.
yeah.
I just want to jump in. Remy mentioned or one of your favorite memories, I'm guessing, is 400-person raid parade. Last July was by far the most memorable experience. We filled the Esplanade Real Bridge end to end, 3 people wide. 300 people wide.
Wow.
That's impressive.
wow.
That's insane.
Yeah. I'm maybe going to take this opportunity to jump into, to segue into something that I want to talk about specifically, is again sort of my ignorance, and part of the issues that I have are being worried about where to go, how to meet up with everyone. I also have it's hard to tell because it's not apparent, but I have a physical disability, so walking can sometimes be very challenging for me, especially long distances, or standing for a long period of time. So that's something that, like, can you guys maybe discuss that and talk about something that I could do or suggestions that you have to step into some of these. I've never been on a raid parade.
Okay.
I've only done raiding on community days. Really, that's the biggest thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
For a raid parade, I actually have a physical disability as well.
Okay.
So I'm, like I said, I'm not really a walker, and I don't want to say that driving is good in the game, but
burning plastic dinosaurs to catch virtual beasts is pretty frowned upon.
Okay.
So, it's good to have a reason.
There's the egg.
Just staying together.
Oh, don't pick him up.
Sorry, Frank.
Is it not a...
No, it loves to be picked up, but Frank is really jealous.
Let me put Frank outside, and then we can,
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys keep talking for just a moment.
Okay.
I will listen.
Sorry, burning plastic dinosaurs to catch
virtual creatures is not necessarily the most responsible thing we can do as citizens, but we have people in our population who have mobility issues and physical disabilities, and when it comes to these social events, if you are in a vehicle, you're not spoofing. You're not using technology to cheat.
That's right.
And so if we can enrich the game for people, and we can get people together who need that sort of assistance, great. And it'll happen. The only problem is that you can't be an introvert when it comes to asking for help. I mean, you can't just put it out there once and then be hard done by.
And that's kind of hard to do.
Yeah.
It's hard to ask for help and to say that you think, guess what, I can't do this.
I
know, for myself, community, I love community day. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
I'll take a cat
cuddler.
Is good.
Yeah, community days have been great.
Yeah, but I had actually found,
God.
He's a
I
good
wasn't
cat.
Wow.
which one was it? Trico?
Okay.
The lizard one? Yeah.
Yeah, the lizard one.
Yeah.
I was I was all excited about that, and so I actually pushed myself physically on that, and yeah, it didn't go
You
very
paid the
well.
price.
Yeah.
I've done that too, and where I just keep going and going, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, so now what I've been doing for the past couple of community days is I know that I can't push myself, and so I know I'm not going to get as many shinies and stuff as everybody else.
Okay.
I actually I go to St. Patel Park a lot.
Nice.
And that's usually my main
good
spot
place
for
Yeah, I like that one.
there, and
That's
so
really
I'll
fun.
sit in the pavilion, and now that it's nicer out, I'll probably sit outside, and I'll just just talk to people and catch and do that, and and it is kind of intimidating at first, because you're coming into a group where there's strangers, and that is the scariest thing.
Yeah. Yes, and that's one of the things is I wasn't sure how to find where to go, but if I see where people are meeting, it's the same idea. It's a little bit daunting. I'm just a scaredy cat in general, and if I don't know what to expect, I was explaining earlier, I get a little scared off sometimes.
Yeah.
So are you a Facebook, do you use Facebook on your phone?
Yes.
So recently, one of the things that actually Remy enabled was he connected the Facebook Messenger with our Discord channels.
Okay.
So now when you join our groups, when you join Peg City Raids, the Facebook group of it, there's actually at the top by announcements and discussions, there's one called chats.
Oh, okay.
And you can you can open up chats and you can join any of the Discord channels.
Okay.
It's amazing. And you know what, when the servers went down for some of the services that you find on the PCR Discord, Remy changed gears and he provided another avenue for helping people out, and it's brilliant.
Okay. So we have to take a slight intermission because we have... Do you know where you're going?
Yeah. Sorry, I hope I'm not interrupting.
No.
It's just a podcast.
Just a
There's
podcast.
only an audience.
Hello, podcast.
Hello, City of Winnipeg. Oh, I was like, is the door... A cat jumped. Is the door open?
The door is closed. Sorry about that. Do you guys want some water? We are still alive. We're just going to take a minute and grab some water or
I
drink.
think it would make my slush taste terrible.
I think it would make your slush taste terrible. Yes, you are correct.
Are we pausing it?
No, we can keep going.
Do you want to
We'll just keep going.
Okay, I just have to go pee. I'll be back.
Okay, thanks for updating. I'm sure the audience wants to know.
That's right, audience.
I'm pretty casual.
So you mentioned Discord.
Yes.
Okay. So I've been on your Discord since it's grown and changed and evolved, and I can't. Remy, I love the work you're doing on it, and I get that it's really cool, but I can't find crap on it anymore.
You gotta. You know what?
How does it work? Like, I know you have to type in that you're in a certain area now.
No, you don't.
Okay.
No, we took that away. Actually, the largest bump and complaints we received was when we simplified the Discord. And I say we, the royal we, when the tech team came up with a solution to having to type commands, and they added the zone buttons and the
Okay.
People were lost when we changed the format for a bit. And we have some communication issues
For sure.
when it comes to actually helping people use the Discord, which is the reason why connecting the Facebook Messenger to the Discord
Okay.
is the brilliant stroke it is, because now all you have to do is know one. If you want, it's like Linux versus Windows. Linux is way simpler, but
Everyone knows the other one.
everybody knows the other one. One is more complicated than the other.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to be on Facebook. Not everybody loves Messenger. You could go and just have Discord. When I first ran into Discord, I just used it purely for the voice chat.
He's left already.
So when they were like, well, we type, and I was like, why would we want to type on Discord?
Yeah. Like I mean, we have Discord for our stream, and we use it to talk, like to chat and stuff, and make arrangements for upcoming games or talk about different things. But it's a learning curve for me to figure this out.
Yeah, you know what? When you run into us in public, feel free to ask us questions about Discord or help us polish your Discord experience.
All right.
It's the one thing that we don't advertise constantly. Hey, we're having an event, because typically during the event, hey, we're catching 1 billion of the special Pokemon that's
we all
available
want
that day, or we're doing the labor-intensive thing for the reason we're out there. But when it comes to things like the tournaments for PvP and whatnot, we have spare time. That intensity isn't there, so then we can help people. We're trying to do more events and utilize things like PvP more, so that people actually have a chance to communicate face to face and challenge one another.
Yeah.
And socialize, because we don't get that socialization when we have that 1 hour or 3 hours to play.
I know.
And we're all desperately trying to catch the one Pokemon that's shiny.
And I think eventually that word, that desperate antisocial behavior, I'm convinced that eventually that experience that Niantic's providing in Pokemon Go is going to change. They're not going to keep that forever because of those words like desperate and because it's intense and because it's not social.
Right.
Yeah.
They're going to want to shift that.
Well, it's already started. That last hour, they've added an extra hour just for the socialization aspect of it. And these things are going to move along.
Yeah.
Remy's commenting on Ingress stuff.
Yeah.
Or on Discord, I think.
Discord?
We implemented a message relay bot called Miscord. It relays messages between Messenger and Discord. We are also using it to relay messages with Ingress Manitoba to help create new points of interest in all 3 Niantic games.
Nice.
There you go.
Impressive. You guys amaze me. Everyone amazes me.
The tech you guys are using to keep this all going
and how
is
you keep
impressive.
updated. Like, how do you just follow updates through the game, or do you find that you go to a specific website, like Niantic's website or something?
Oh my goodness.
Like, how do you keep so up to date?
The
with
net is a
everything?
rich place.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't have
Terrifyingly
time. I don't
so,
have time
but
to figure out even Discord. I'm like so envious. I feel so what's the word? Like
overwhelmed.
I'm lazy. Well, overwhelmed, but I also feel lazy now.
No, you know what? We adopt the good stuff.
Okay.
And the stuff that doesn't work for the majority of us, eventually it's left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Discord, on fire.
Yeah.
Merging Discord with Miscord for Messenger and Discord at the same time. These things, like we're lucky to have the tech team that we do.
Yeah.
You know, we have people who are good at things. We have the staff. We have the volunteers. We have the ambassadors.
Wow.
There's different sort of
There's a lot.
groups
There's a lot of
within the group.
organization, right?
Yeah,
behind
wow.
all of
know,
it.
And we don't see that a lot, right? So that's good to hear about, and to realize the amount of effort, even above and beyond what I can even imagine, goes into it.
It's not fun if you're not playing your strengths.
Right. That
Right?
makes sense.
It's a struggle otherwise.
Yeah.
You know.
Ultimately, this is a game.
Yeah.
That we play for fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sure, we might fly to California or fly to Chicago to have this fun, and that's
fun.
awesome.
Fun.
Yeah,
I
that's
drove to
amazing.
Chicago. I
Oh, yeah.
drove to California, and it was like
awesome.
amazing.
Like,
Wow.
Just
Yeah,
to
I meant to
see
comment on that because
everything.
it was up and down a little bit, but that is really cool. Do you have any plans for travel that you have places that you haven't gone yet?
I actually do want to go to Japan next year.
I've
I
been-
want to go with my son, even though he's not into Pokemon
Yeah.
and
Oh,
stuff.
speaking of
He
which,
might like Japan in general, right?
in my bag behind me, I have 2 things from the last Japan event.
Oh,
I'm going to grab them right now.
Awesome.
And therefore,
All right.
the people on your stream tonight,
amazing!
I don't know how you would disseminate said prizes, but
I
these
don't
are-
know.
I mean, normally, like we don't have much experience with giveaways yet, but we
We
did,
normally have been doing it based on.
like subscribe.
They're the
or
international
followers.
sign of I'm traveling abroad and
Aw.
I want to trade with you.
That's amazing.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So what we've done in the past has been whoever's following us,
Yeah.
we would do a draw out of all the followers. Would that be appropriate? Do you think? Is that okay?
Do so as you wish.
Okay.
Thank you.
You'll see
Thank you.
YouTubers will have them on the back
That's
of their
so cool.
phones
That's
and
awesome.
whatnot. And it lets them
Ooh.
signify
And-
that they are playing the game and that they're
That's
willing
really
to
cool.
communicate.
Yeah, I like that.
You know.
I was gonna mention I've been to Japan twice, just on like vacation and visiting. My brother was teaching over there, and I went a
Yeah.
month at each time. I went back again the year later because I fell in love with it. Like, if I would definitely suggest trying to motivate your son to go, because
Oh, he
yeah,
wants
okay,
to
because
go.
there's so much to see over there, and it's culture shock, but at its best. It's like, if it wasn't so hot in the summers over there, I would want to live there forever. Like,
Okay.
I'm gonna go back definitely one day once I have the time and the money and do more of it, because there's so much to see, and it's a wonderful place. Yeah, and I feel like going to the Pokemon convention would just be amazing. Yeah.
That would be.
It's called Pikachu Madness.
Oh, there's a Pikachu. There's a bunch of different ones,
Yeah,
I think,
there's a
isn't
few.
there? There's like the ones with all the people in the Pikachu suits, and then there's now the Eevee team too.
Oh, nice.
Um,
I liked going to the Pokemon stores there actually, because they have special stuff that launches at different times and at different stores. So like I was in Nagoya, and I think that there was special stuff launching. I can't remember what it was, but we snagged a couple bits, and it's just fun because it's so like it's kind of like the game with the shinies.
It's
feel
a different
like.
culture.
It is, yeah.
And
yeah.
it's virtual tourism at its best.
Yeah.
It really
It
is.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not virtual in that you just went to a foreign country.
Yeah.
That's not virtual.
Yeah.
But these AR games,
Yeah.
you know, you're playing on a platform that's universal suddenly.
It is, yeah. It's
And
impressive.
and this electronic platform is encouraging people to travel.
Yeah.
One of our projects right now, Niantic has opened up. Calvin is spearheading, and that is trying to get our own event here in Winnipeg.
Ooh.
We considered it for the 50th anniversary,
I saw
but
that
there
look.
was just so much work. There was no infrastructure on Niantic's side, so it was
Okay.
all guesswork
Yeah.
of what they would want to see and who
Yeah.
would need to be involved.
Mhm.
But they've been a lot clearer
Okay.
at Niantic, and so we're taking the necessary steps to actually get a hold of official people.
Nice.
You know,
Nice, that'll be
and
exciting.
so if anybody on the stream knows anybody at
Mm.
the economic, what is it, economic group of Winnipeg? What is it?
I was about to make a bad
and,
joke and say I happen to be the CEO.
and
Just
yeah,
kidding.
yeah, exactly, right?
Well.
But you never know, right?
You don't.
You don't.
It's why networking is such an
Yes.
important aspect of going on streams
Mhm.
and speaking to the public.
Yeah.
You know, and providing services and support, and
Yeah.
whether it's information on Discord
Yeah.
or the game. Just
Yeah.
yesterday, I was out in a park with two ladies I'd never met.
Okay.
You know, because the game showed me that there was activity. There was a tower, and it was basically on fire. I was like,
wow.
I think that sounds like a time for me to do my tower.
Yeah.
My tower.
Yeah.
Go over there, and I realized that actually they were taking their fledgling steps with the game.
Nice.
And I was like, hey,
Yeah.
I too have just started.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something I can show you.
Yeah.
And
Share the knowledge.
then I mansplained how to play this new game. No. Then I made sure that they were okay with it.
Yeah.
Because in public, you know, when it comes to public speaking, you can completely overdo it.
Yeah.
And we have members in various communities that we recognize as too over the top.
Right.
And striking a balance
Yeah.
that people are comfortable with
Yeah.
is so difficult.
Yeah.
So yes, we want to help everybody with their Discord, but
Not overwhelm them. Yeah.
not everybody really wants that help.
It's true.
You know,
And even the way you approach it, like someone like me who generally, like I said, is a bit of a scaredy cat. If someone comes at me pretty strong, you know, I might right away like and listen, but not fully like let it sink in.
hello, stranger Kelly.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
All you have to do is give me your $800
Phone. Yes,
piece of
exactly.
glass,
Yeah.
and I will
Right.
do something
Yes.
with it.
Yeah.
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 And that's scary.
It is.
It
It
is.
is.
It's
Yeah.
when you think about it.
Yeah.
My fear. I condensed what I called my fear
Mm-hmm.
with the politics of playing adversarial virtual games
Right.
as and the words flee me. As what was it? It's broken bones and broken phones.
Oh,
I mean,
okay.
it's so easy
Yeah.
to trespass on another person's
Of course.
trust
Yep.
or their insecurities and causing trouble or
or letting
injury.
people can take advantage of you too, because you're walking. You know, I was thinking about walking as I was playing Wizards Unite on the way from the bus this afternoon. I've got my head in my phone, and I'm always aware I've got really good senses, but I can imagine even like someone seeing that could take advantage of that and be like, oh, she's distracted, you know. And
Get her now.
not saying that people are bad, but you have to be careful, right?
You do
And-
actually, and
Yeah.
and unfortunately, that's some neighborhoods are better than others,
Yeah.
but you never know when somebody's going to take advantage.
Yes.
I have 3 daughters and a wife I love very, very much,
Mhm.
and unfortunately, they've all had stories.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's face it, I've been creeped out.
Mhm.
Somebody who completely doesn't seem to understand how to walk on a sidewalk
Of course.
or doesn't seem to recognize the other
Yeah.
people around. Somebody screaming in public or something.
Yes.
They're not always somebody who just needs help.
Of course.
Sometimes,
Yeah.
like I have to consider,
You have to protect yourself.
am
right?
I really wise to have my head in the game
Yeah.
when I should be paying attention to my surroundings?
No, it's very
Oh,
true.
for sure.
Yes.
And that's the limitation of these games.
Yeah.
The Google Glass experiment.
Right.
Right. They really put themselves in a corner and ostracized.
Yeah.
A portion of their database, of their active users who were willing to try those little glasses with the
the
Google
screens
interface.
Or the,
Yeah.
the interface.
It was too. It was ahead of its time, perhaps.
So kind of, did it intimidate people, do you think?
You know what?
Or they were worried about the repercussions of it, maybe?
I think that it was really intrusive to have people. It was almost status-like.
Okay.
I'm the futurist.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm Mr. Special or
Okay.
Ms. Special
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever you would say. It set them apart.
Okay.
And unfortunately, these AR games are eventually going to do some really cool things, but it requires us to basically have a newspaper in front of us at
Yes.
all times.
No, it's true, yeah.
It has our attention, and clearly when we're walking around doing strange things with a phone.
Yeah.
It's less strange now, though, isn't it?
It is perfectly
it is,
acceptable
yeah.
now.
Yeah. It's a wild thing to see.
Yeah.
I've taught my grandkids that you can tell people who are on their phones versus people who are Pokemon players by their tail. Because Pokemon players all have a tail that goes to their pocket.
Yeah, that's right.
It's
That's
true.
their battery pack, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting to see where it's going to go. When it first launched, at least when Pokemon Go launched, because I've never played Ingress, it is, I feel like it's kind of, it was totally new to me at least. the technology, and it made me think of almost like the movie Surrogates with
Bruce Willis.
This kind of technology maybe one day will lend towards having, robots that we're just in a chair and we're programming. It made me think ahead like that, and I'm like, oh dear, like, what's happening to this world?
I used to run around with a PDA, a little
Yes.
plie, right? And everybody else had flip phones.
Yes.
They would just go away, and I'm like, I'm doing my things,
Oh,
and
yeah.
writing my thing. And then suddenly, one day I looked up, and suddenly everybody was like, tapping away with their thumbs, and I'm just like, when did I fall behind?
Yeah.
What happened there?
I tried to purposely stay behind. Like, I remember seeing when the first smartphones came out, essentially. I guess it was
Palm Pilots? Or?
maybe,
Yeah,
or
pretty
even when iPhone was getting big at that point, I guess, or starting to ramp up, I was like, that's not going to go anywhere. No one's going to use those. And I'm like, wow, it's a good thing I didn't have to make an investment decision at that point.
Yeah.
I would not be in a good place right now.
Captain. Oh, gosh, there was a really good meme about a Star Trek meme about Spock with like a tricorder, and he says something about 1 second, Captain, I'm catching this Pikachu. It's just like
That's awesome.
So, we're coming up on about an hour and a half.
Yeah, let's-
one thing we've touched on a little bit is Wizards Unite.
Yeah.
Are they really united?
I don't know yet. I'm still trying to figure that part out.
They are. The
I'm-
truth is they are. There are no teams.
There are no teams.
There's roles,
Yeah.
and we're all on the same team.
It's true, yeah.
And it doesn't seem to make any... I was wondering, like, school and houses don't make any difference at all. You just pick
No.
the house you
Cosmetic.
want. Cosmetic.
Yeah.
Completely.
Cosmetic, thematic,
Yeah.
but
It's
not
branding.
governing.
Yeah, I have specifically left my house empty.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think it matters. I don't want it to matter.
Well, you also identify as Slytherin, and your's truly a Hufflepuff.
Welcome,
so it's a little bit
citizen.
hard.
Yeah,
No.
it's okay,
Yeah.
right? I consider myself a Slitherpuff.
Yeah.
So
There you go.
Yeah.
Those badges exist.
I know I want to do a cosplay of like
That
like
would
a
happen.
Two-Face type cosplay of Slitherpuff.
Just
Make
had
it
to go
happen.
dark, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But truly.
But yeah,
So,
Yeah.
what are you hoping for out of it? What do you think is going to happen to it? What do you think it's going to? What effect is it going to have on Pokemon Go?
It's not going to have that
Hey.
much of an effect
Sorry.
on Pokemon
Frank
Go.
has an opinion.
It's a different type of game.
It is,
Like, it
yeah.
is like an AR game. I'm not 100% sold on it.
Mhm.
Like, I'm currently juggling 3 games right now.
Yeah.
So I'm doing like Ingress, Pokemon, and
Yeah.
Wizards, and
Yeah.
like
And you dedicated so much to Pokemon Go, right?
yeah. And so like Ingress, I just kind of started just to try, but for me, and this just may be for myself, like just for the experiences, and like from what I've seen so far,
Yeah.
I don't see Wizards Unite having as much of a community type, like together
see
playing
what
playing
you
kind of
mean,
thing, because
Yeah.
you can play by yourself.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah, I
You know, and
definitely
it's
see
like
that.
it's more like
Whereas
if
Pokemon
it had come out first, I would be all
Alex
over
is
that
outside.
because that, like, you know, you wouldn't have to deal with people, or you'd not have to go out of your your safe
Save comfort zone. you
comfort
can-
zone for, you know, like interacting with people and stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I also have to say I've never watched a Harry Potter show, so
Well,
It's
it's
a
not
movie.
its target audience.
You're definitely
That's
not.
the
I am not the
There
target
you go.
audience.
That's the difference, because for me, I am like a Harry Potter fanatic. I think that's what's like. I also am like.
Oh my God, Kelly's a dog.
Yeah. What?
Oh my God! What
I'm
happened to
afraid.
Kelly? She got transmogrified.
Yes.
That's
We've gone full
I
Men
think
in Black.
That's the reason I'm excited for it, but at the same time, I also have fallen in love with Pokemon Go, and I grew up with Pokemon.
Mhm.
So it's an interesting sort of, not battle, but I'm trying both out, and I kind of juggle them during the day, and my work doesn't allow me to, the job I do doesn't allow me to do much during the day with either. So it's usually on the bus ride there and home that I'm like, okay, let's, try this or try that.
Not very bus friendly, these games, are they?
The new
Not
one is
really- yeah.
the new Wizard Unite is definitely not
No.
conducive to car play,
Yeah.
even as a passenger.
Yeah.
Whereas Pokemon Go definitely, it's pretty
Yeah.
straightforward to play as a passenger.
But I have to say, on the bus, I can when one of the what do they even call those ones?
The inns.
Not the inns. Sorry, the
We call them traces.
traces. Thank you. When the traces pop up, I can click on one, deal with it, and then when I jump out of it and finish with it, I might hit an inn, the bus has stopped, there's another trace, I just click on it. So I'm constantly doing something on the bus.
Yes.
That's the thing. So I'm getting the XP and getting like getting what I need from it.
So I'll give you a bit rosier of a picture.
Sure.
We are at the infant stages of Wizards Unite.
Right.
We're all struggling to get past 10 to 20.
Yeah.
And we're all going to look back fondly at all of our adorable, under 20 week.
Yes.
Yeah.
And just like we do when we think about when we were all under 20, level 20 in Pokemon Go.
So true.
And we're there right now.
Yeah.
We haven't got all the numbers for calculating the most efficient way and what the best tech tree to go as an Auror is.
Yeah.
You know what? This is wild territory, and it's fantastic.
Fun.
I
Discovery, right?
I love the discovery.
Yes.
I don't
This
even
is my
want to
favorite
look
one,
up
too.
what the best
No.
paths are going to be.
Mhm.
I want to pick the path that
Yeah.
I think is going to be most fun.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I
And
don't even
that's-
read much into them. I'm like,
Yeah.
this looks good. It's going to do this.
It's-
Sure. Like, I'm like that with most games, though. That's why I say I don't pay much attention, because that's how the way I play it. It's fairly casual and fairly,
Yeah.
I do it a lot, but I'm just like, this is too much reading. I'm just going to try this.
Well, that's just
Right.
it. This is too much reading. There's so much rich story in there.
Flavor text. And
it's the hardest thing about it. It's
And it pops up at the worst possible
Yes.
times. Oh my god, I find like I'll be look, one last quick trace and I'm just running into work, and next thing I know I've got
Big
Daniel
story.
Radcliffe talking to me as Harry Potter or whatever, whoever did the voice. And it's like all these different things. I'm like, but I've got to go to work. Turn this off. I gotta go. And I haven't been able to, like, I haven't really looked, but I don't know if there's a way to go back and find that old text bubbles that they popped up with.
there. You know what?
I'm sure there'll be websites, but
Well, what you do is you go in,
Mhm.
and all those things that triggered it have like a letter or a book associated with
Right.
it. You click on those,
Mhm.
and you can actually get access to that.
Oh.
Yeah, the
Okay.
information.
But
yeah.
I've
That's what
like
I've done.
speed tap 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 tap
Yes.
tap tap through it. Dude, I'm in
Yeah.
the middle of
Yeah.
a lucky egg
Bad timing,
or
yeah. Trace
or
blocker.
a brain potion or whatever they're calling.
Yeah.
The toughest part is figuring out what correlates between the other games.
Right.
Um,
And how to think about that. That's that perspective, right?
I have my
Yeah.
Pokemon, my plus
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
in the background while I
Mhm.
continue to play the new one.
Yeah, I've totally done the
I've
same
done
thing
that.
with Gotcha.
and
Yeah.
and it's working for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if my phone appreciates it in the
the,
heat.
the battery doesn't, I'm
No,
sure.
I felt that heat today on the back of my phone. I was
Well,
like,
I'm a veteran that way though. I'm used to juggling battery issues.
Oh,
That's
okay.
not a problem. I
Yeah.
got my batteries
yeah.
and my little pack there, and it's just a matter of giving out good information now.
Yeah.
To the stream, if you guys have found actually a knowledgeable, informed YouTuber, or as we call them, WooTuber
Ooh.
for Wizards United,
Oh.
who actually is giving like
Good advice.
There's-
good advice, and they're above level 15.
Right.
You know what? That's a person you want to watch. There's many struggling ones
Mm-hmm.
who are just learning how to edit,
Right.
and that's eating their time
Yeah.
instead of being able to actually show
Mhm.
like good
The important
experiences.
bits.
Yeah.
That's what I like about Twitch streaming rather than going directly to YouTube. If
Yeah.
we were doing YouTube, it would feel more of the need to video edit things, whereas
Mhm.
with Twitch, we chat, we talk,
And we try and keep on certain
keep on
things.
topic.
Yeah.
And you
as
can
we
meet the meter reader.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, totally. Random crap
Did he say
will
hi?
happen.
He looked
Random.
interested.
He waved, yeah.
Oh, good, because he
Did
looked very
Did you
interested.
give him one of our business cards?
No, I did not. I
You
keep
should-
forgetting we got
we
business
got
cards.
business cards.
Yeah, we had an opportunity.
We're
Oh,
great at
oh.
this, guys.
Curses.
Speaking of which, by the way, sorry, I was thinking about your organization. Do you guys always look for people to help, or is it sort of like if someone out there wanted to assist somehow in organizing some of the events that you do and stuff like that?
We
Or
have
is it sort
we
of
have a
a-
place just for volunteers.
You do, okay.
And we try to recognize when people are ready for more,
Right.
because there's not enough hands.
Okay.
Honestly,
That's what I was wondering, if it's saturated or not.
no.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it's the opposite.
Okay.
Finding people who are good with the public, who are willing to give up the time to the public
Yeah.
to run an event in a part of the city where I'm not at or you're not at,
Right.
Yeah.
or you know, like we have people
Yeah.
who are at the Forks. I love the Forks. That's my event place. That's
Yeah.
my jam.
Yeah.
And you're all about
Saint Patel.
Saint
Ah,
Patel.
okay.
But I've actually kind of broached over to the U of M area as well.
Okay.
So, but
Nice.
mostly South Side. But
Assiniboine Park.
So
Yeah.
you might need other representation that you can trust
In
that would do the
areas.
same job or similar job, and
So-
yeah.
You know, if you
Like
are
that,
a
yeah.
part of the city and you want to contribute, we want to hear from you because,
Yeah.
you know, we can't be everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Growing the PvP aspect
Yes.
has had some real limitations.
Okay.
And one of them is a real world one. That is finding people who will regularly
Mm-hmm.
show up and organize at a place.
Okay.
I'd like to plug Brian over at
Amusing
Amusing.
Games.
Amusing
Yeah.
Games because, you know, he sat down with me and Calvin and really solidified how the needs of actually finding a regular place for a club to meet.
For sure.
Right.
You know, and that's what it boils down to
Okay.
is how clubs operate and maintain themselves
Yeah.
and their members.
Okay.
And it's so intimidating with these games and these invisible rules. There's no rule books.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, and there's no. I know they're trying to push for there's no right way to play this game.
Right.
But when it comes to organizing activities and social groups,
Mm-hmm.
we do need to have rules for groups, and we do have to make it so that when people go out,
Yeah.
they're comfortable
Mm-hmm.
having
And-
a common base that we can all work
And it
off
needs
of.
to be
And-
effective.
And
right?
they need to feel reasonably safe.
Yeah. And,
That's
and
true.
find words for going out, right?
Speaking of Brian, actually, he might be joining us on our stream in a couple of weeks.
Sorry,
Oh,
I just
fantastic.
wanted to jump in because Remy was mentioning Harry Potter fanatic. You say we're looking for volunteers. That's why I brought it up. Actually, was because I might be looking to help if you guys need help. But as I said, I'm not very not yet into the details. But if I got a little direction, that could change. I find that I work best with people though, so I could be someone who's good in a role like in a different neighborhood and try that out. Remy does say content lead. We're looking for someone to keep the community up to date with the latest and greatest HPWU information. This includes, but not limited to, posting infographics, news, tips, strategies, etc. to our Discord, Facebook, and Twitter forums. If you are a mega Potter enthusiast, love supporting your community, and willing to put the time in, shoot me a message.
If this is your
So,
jam,
yeah.
you know, I'm big on the solo play right now.
Right.
A lot of people are absorbed with the solo play right now.
Mm.
It's much as you said, like the things we love about the Pokemon game
Yep.
are mostly social.
It's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
You know, and they're mostly about, you know, when we were kids,
Mhm.
or when I was teaching my kids how to play.
Yeah.
You know, and reading them books.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, you know, the brand, the Harry Potter brand, the Wizarding World, is that what
Wizarding
it's called?
World.
Wizard World Unite, I think.
Well,
it
we're
Yeah.
Wizards Unite, isn't it?
is. Wizards Unite, yeah.
Well, that's
I-
that's the game.
That's the game, but Wizarding
the
World
new
is the-
movies have that wand graphic,
Right.
and they have that Wizarding World.
Yeah.
And
Mm-hmm.
and I think that is actually a stronger brand than saying Harry Potter
It is.
every 2 seconds.
Oh yes.
It's the worst thing about Wizards Unite
Yeah.
is having to look at poor Daniel
I
Radcliffe
know.
and all the other people
Yeah.
who were kids during it.
Yeah.
And
And all of the, like we were talking earlier, all the dead people.
Yes.
all the dead
I
characters.
know.
Okay, so straight up, that's the worst thing about the. Connected to that, the second worst thing is the flee rate.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I saw you
when
talking
they
about
flee, it looks straight up like somebody has taken a disintegrator. You're watching your favorite character
You're like, oh God,
burn
I'm
up
losing them all
in
over
green
again and
flame
again.
and
Yeah.
disappear into dust. I'm like, whoa,
And-
what did I
yeah.
just do?
And not in a cool flu powder way either.
No,
in like a they're gone,
Yeah.
in like a Thanos way.
In a
Yeah, right?
Thanos way,
I was
yeah.
just thinking that,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Failure has a particularly horrible look to it. Yeah, and somebody from their group, from the Niantic team,
Mm-hmm.
put up like this meme, and they used a picture from one of the guys, and one of the Ravenclaw students kind of like,
Yeah.
and it's like, they kind of were laughing about some of the complaints people had about the high flea rate
Right.
Yeah.
on rares.
Yeah.
And the fact is, man, that was not the appropriate social media message you wanted to send. That just makes people salty.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a good thing.
It's not a good image.
You don't want to poke your social media fans.
No, don't poke the beast. No,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
people are
The Fantastic Beast.
having don't poke the
Rip.
Fantastic Beast. But it's fantastic. I'm really enjoying it, and boy, I tell you, the solo experience is a good time. And I'm seeing neighbors.
Mm.
It's funny because my Ingress neighbors don't come out to our Pokemon Go events.
Yeah.
I'm playing with them nightly. You know, I've got one lovely couple that comes out. Oddly enough, the husband's name is Drew, and I get one or the other. I get the wife or the husband, and we
Okay.
go do towers together.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it's really easy.
Good.
Our producer, Alex, just literally before she walked in the door, messaged me going, "Do you want to come do some towers with me?"
Oh,
Like, we're still streaming.
Oh no!
Oh,
Speaking
that's
of which,
amazing.
we're hitting about an hour and 40, so it might be good
Time to wrap it
So
up.
wrap it up.
Sorry
yeah.
for the length, guys, but it's
Yeah.
so much discussion about
But
it.
I've
all
enjoyed
of
hanging
this.
around with you guys.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, I want to clarify. So, are you playing? You're playing Wizards Unite or not yet?
I
at all?
am
A little bit.
I'm playing maybe about an hour
Oh,
a day.
okay.
So
That's
for
pretty
me,
good
That's
yeah,
nothing.
Yeah.
that's nothing.
But that's pretty good still. You're still
Yeah.
playing it, right? You're
yeah,
in
I'm
it.
trying to find the balance
That
and
makes
It's funny, you
all three.
balance. You are like the highest player under me in my friends list.
That's funny.
like
What level are you
What
guys?
level?
I got to 19 and a half before I got here.
Oh,
Crap. I'm like at 11,
I
and
think
I'm
that-
like, I was happy with 11.
Be happy with 11. You know what? Every 5 levels,
Yeah.
16?
that red, orange, yellow, green bar
Yeah.
gets more green.
That's right.
So it gets
Yes,
it gets
it gets
easier.
easier.
Folks. No,
I think I'm at 9.
9. You know what? At 10, you won't feel so inept.
Yeah.
You really are improving as a wizard.
Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry, quick. Cuddly Atheist is chiming in with Fatal Frame Go. Would you play it if it existed?
Oh, Fatal Frame is probably an anime.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I.
Uh,
King Libra says yes. Yes. Enthusiastic yes. Yes.
Now,
Okay, I'm missing
in
something,
fairness,
but-
I think if Nanette put something out, King Libris would play it. Remy would play it at this
You know
point.
what?
Did you call it Nanette?
Actually,
I think
that's
so, probably.
that's not actually entirely accurate.
No?
No, because a lot of times it seems like he plays for other people, and I'm not sure. I want to see if he actually keeps his Slytherin colors.
Okay.
You know what?
So we'll have to do a check-in. We'll have to have Remy on
I-
live on stream.
I would
Maybe
love to
do a
have Remy
check-in.
on next time he's available. We have some time.
Cuddly Atheist goes on to say, imagine your phone buzzes and you get a message, a dark spirit has entered your area.
Nice.
And Remy says, yes! Well, that's,
They
that's...
they at least are familiar with what they're
I'm
talking
glad
about. I
that
don't
you
think
guys,
we are.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's maybe, it's a good time to maybe wrap it up. Is there anything
Sure.
else we needed to go over on our list?
Discord is awesome.
Yeah.
Games are fun.
Games are
Yeah.
fun. We like games.
We like
We have 2 prizes here, folks.
Yes, we do.
We have 2 prizes for the followers.
Yeah, we're going to do a spin and figure out who that is, and,
Yeah, and we'll
let know
message
some
you.
people know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Or 2 people know.
Two people know.
Yeah.
2 people know.
Yeah.
2 people.
Yeah.
You know what? All the way from Japan. Enjoy, please.
That's excellent.
Mark your phone and tell them proud and loud that you want to trade some Pokemon.
That's
Awesome.
right.
Anything else? Final thoughts, final words from our 2 guests?
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
It was
Happily.
awesome.
Yeah, you guys are doing amazing things, and thank you.
Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you for keeping the community going
Yeah.
and getting it built up the way it has been, and
Yeah.
all the volunteers you guys have are awesome.
I agree. The
Yeah.
volunteers are amazing.
Mhm.
I'm happy every time. You know what? I'm happy every time a community day rolls around and I get to see people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether they're dropping off garbage cans full of popcorn
Yeah.
or prizes, or they're sitting there and they're trading, Pokemon to people off their
Yeah.
Switch.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to Foxpire because
Mm.
she's awesome.
Switch people are amazing,
Yeah.
especially when they're willing to friend you and let you give them like Gen
Yeah.
1 Pokemons for your Your Meltan boxes.
And so Cuddly Atheist says, peace out, everyone. Hugs and cuddles. Thank you.
Indeed, thank you
And,
kindly.
Yeah, I was just going to mention the first memory I have of meeting you was actually at a community day, and I didn't even know your name, but you were talking to us about Sulph Road, which I still honestly I got a little into, and then
Totally passed on it.
yeah, I don't know. I just again, it's me, but yeah, I just remember your friendly face at the community day and being in that pavilion at St. Vital Park, I think it was, and that's awesome. Just keep up that work because you guys are doing amazing things for the community.
Pokemon does amazing things for people. It gets people out. It gets people doing stuff. It gets gamers out of their basement.
Wow, tanned gamers.
I know.
Yeah, tanned gamers.
Like a wild creation. But you know what? That's all about that first summer.
Yeah.
You know, when you get past the whole, there's a Vaporeon.
Yes, I know that.
The videos.
I remember being at the Forks at like 11 at night, and the crowd of people around this place. And there were like people standing there. They had their phone in one hand. They had their infant in like their
I
thing,
remember that.
rocking them back and forth as they're playing Pokemon at 11
Just
o'clock
so
at
crowded,
night.
Yeah.
That's not necessarily a good
I
thing.
don't, no, it definitely that was one of the worst images I had
How
actually.
quickly
But you know what? Those are some of my best memories.
Yeah.
The Forks has never been the same.
No, it hasn't.
It was incredible seeing all those people socializing at night.
And then you'd hear, something cool would pop up, and someone would shout out, "Hey, there's one of these over here!" And the group would move, right?
The mob.
Okay, I'm gonna yell cut here just because I think we should do a check-in maybe. Like, let's do another Geek Chat down the road if you guys would be willing. And Remy, we'd love to have you on. Remy says, great show and would love to join you next time. Thanks for representing our group, Tara and Drew. Is it Tara or Tara?
Tara,
I'm sorry.
All right.
Yeah, anyways, so I think just because we're hitting an hour and 45.
It's pretty good.
Thank you for watching and everyone who's dropped in.
And we're still glad that you exist.
We are glad that you exist. And remind us that we have business cards and we'll give you one.
Yes.
Bye, folks.
Bye.
Yeah, thanks for having us. See you later.
Join us tomorrow.